Hey guys, it's Paul and Ray with the No Color Thick Skin Podcast. We are back for another amazing episode. We're starting it off with episode 30 today. How incredible it has been to do this journey with you guys and with Ray here. Ray,
they say 30s. That's when you become a real adult, right? Kind of.
That's when you become a real one.
Adult. That's when you're supposed to get serious.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to stop being silly. Get serious when you doing these pods, sir. Okay, don't be so silly.
Well, I'm trying to don't be so serious. Why so serious?
Why so serious? That's a Joker line.
Oh my gosh. So we've got a bunch of really good, tantalizing news, and things to discuss. But first, as always, Ray, how was your week?
Check it out. So it's been a little while since we've had a little update for everybody. So it's number one, it's summer in Texas, guys. And down here in Texas,
Sizzle.
It gets pretty warm, all right? And I mean, we're walking from your home just to your car. You get into your car and your body's just got water on it, all right? Walking from your car going into your place of employment, okay? More water on you. And a lot of you know what it is that I do for my profession. So as we're concluding services, there's a place that we have to go and have those communal services. And let me tell you, socks are wet. All right, my socks are wet. I have to take change of underwear. I have to change my socks.
No.
I usually have 2 shirts at work because you just sweat it all out, guys. So pray for me. Send good vibes, good thoughts, whatever your religious content, whatever it is. Send the good thoughts my way because it's hot out here, and being in a black suit, and I like to wear a vest, is really doing a number on me, guys. So that heat is something else out here in Texas. But family's doing great. You know, kids are having camps and going here and there. We have a family reunion that's coming up. I won't be able to partake, but the kids will be out there, which is great to have them be around aunts and great great aunts, which is always great to see.
Always great aunt to see.
I said, yeah, great aunt. So I have a great aunt, and so my kids look at my great aunt as their great aunt, right? That's the lineage. How you do that?
That's double great.
All the
Is
greats,
that awesome?
right? Double great.
Does that graduate? Do you go from great to awesome, or is it? That's a different category.
I think if you can AG it, hey, you just put me in a mental. I'm doing mental jumping jacks right now, man. You got me thinking too much, but family reunions are great. I'm sending all love to my family right now. Y'all know I got to get this grind, but I'll be at the next one, I promise you for sure. But everything has just been great, here in our world, and just like I said, just trying to stay cool, and that's really about it. This guy here, I don't know if y'all can check that stuff that's on top of his head. I mean, he's a pretty cool guy. Got merch and stuff, man. I mean, it's like, dang, you player. Like, how does this even happen?
We need merch for this thing.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
We need
that. We getting there. We're gonna get there. But
we're gonna see it.
But for you, sir, good sir, I don't know if you want to start with the hat and how things are going in that world, but tell us a little bit about your week / month / time that you've been having.
Well, it's been a lot. I can tell you. So I've got this coffee company called Roast to Roost, and we are going to sell coffee, tea, and freshly made cinnamon rolls. I think I say scratch baked cinnamon rolls. So they are delish.
It's a tantalizing words just being put together.
Yeah, all the good, delicious, yummy words in one area. So we are about to get our final inspection done to be able to do business anywhere.
Nice.
And so I'm really excited about that. So we've been, just working as diligently as possible, learning a lot along the way, and still have a little bit to do, but really now is kind of like planning on where I want to sell my stuff And I'm actually going to be up in the Valley View area at first, and then eventually I'll be making my way down towards the Denton area and Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be everything is ideal, and things work out right and all that stuff, which I have no reason to expect that they don't. So
I love that, man.
Yeah,
I love that, man.
So I'm really excited, and I know you're really excited to try some of the food and some of the drinks and stuff. I've been, I was telling Ray earlier, I've got 10 gallons of unsweet tea in my fridge right now. It's gonna go bad in about 4 days. So I've been all my neighbors are like, no, we don't need any more tea. We don't need any more cinnamon rolls.
Hey man, stop sending tea over here, guy. We're done. We're capped out.
Now I do have one guy that's like, bring on the cinnamon rolls all the time.
Yeah.
But you don't want to eat those like every day, all day.
I mean, you do. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Probably shouldn't.
You do.
But
you do.
You do sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know I have. I had one every day for the last, I don't know how long. At least one. Anyway, but we made them.
Hey,
we made them twice or half size.
Size. So technically, having two was having one in the normal
size.
Sense. So technically, if you had two, it would be having four.
Right.
But you didn't do that.
No.
So technically you won because you were actually under.
Right. Right.
Math.
That's
right?
good.
That's how we do
That's
math.
good solid math,
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that math worked out just fine. Okay, so I'll ask this. So what do you think what's been the more challenging thing with setting up the trailer and getting things going? Like what was the time consuming thing that you kind of thought was going to be a little swiftly done, that's kind of taking a little more time, a little more patience in completing?
Well, number one is the power. Having to supply power to a very big espresso machine is so difficult and costly and hard to figure out. And so
generator powered, or okay,
yeah.
Right.
So
how many watts did you? Are you looking? How many BTUs?
Yeah. Well, I need at least about 10,000 watts.
Oh boy,
which is nuts. Because
man,
you really don't have a lot of generators out there that are affordable on the regular market to do, like, running 10,000 watts on the regular. Usually that's peak, like the pushing the generator to the limit.
And you're not going to get that sustained for a sustained amount of time.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm having to do 2 generators that are run in parallel to make sure that all my appliances have enough power. Right now, I can't run my warming station for my cinnamon rolls when I've got everything else on. So I'm still in the process of finalizing all the wiring to get 2 generators running at the same time. So, but once I get all that done, then I'm good to go. Fortunately, I don't need the oven on to pass inspection. I have to have some other things going on, which is fine. The other stuff runs fine with just one generator, but a lot of heating elements, like an oven, and then the espresso machine has boilers inside of it, and I've got a water heater in there. Anything that heats stuff, it takes a lot of power away. So it takes a lot of power from the generator to do. Anyway, so all that being said, that was difficult. And then also getting the water to the espresso machine, and good enough water for the espresso machine. The espresso machine has to have really good, clean, pure water to operate correctly. Not just make good coffee, but also make sure it doesn't stop it all up with like calcium buildup or like
clog up the line and have
so
some problems.
I actually scheduled the contractor that comes and sets up the machine. They're supposed to come tomorrow. I've already set it all up. I've called the company that makes it and was like, hey, I don't have time to wait on these guys. What do we got to do? And so I tried to get, the big thing is making sure that the water is good enough. You know, you got to have enough power, and you got to have the good water going into it, and enough water, and the pump has to be strong enough and all this stuff. And so I ended up doing a 5-gallon purified water, like the kind of water jugs you use it for drinking water at your work or something like that, where you get the little cup and you pour it into there, and it, you know what I'm talking about. Yep. Yeah, you go over
the water cooler, the water cooler there, right?
So I'm using one of those, and I've got lots of those actually, and that'll be good, should be good enough for running the espresso machine all day at an event or something like that. So, anyways, all that being said, I'm going to be, one of my specialty drinks is s'mores on ice. Wow. And if you ever had a s'more,
I saw that sneak preview, man, that was something else.
Oh my gosh, it's dangerous how good that drink is. I personally, I only drink decaf, and it tastes amazing. I've had a lot of bad experiences trying to drink decaf coffee before, especially when I drink, caffeinated coffee. I could drink caffeinated coffee, and man, decaf out of this machine is still so good. So
that's great.
Anyway,
that's great.
Anyway, so that's what I've been up to a lot with. That is just going through drink recipes, and figuring out how to do cold brew iced tea, cold brew coffee, figuring out all these different blended drinks that I'm going to be doing, and espresso drinks, brushing up on that. All my kids want is like hot chocolates, and frappuccino.
Hey, I mean, we got to make sure we keep the kids happy too, man. You're gonna have some children clientele, and we're gonna get them together as well. So I got
really.
You. Yeah.
Oh, and a blueberry white mocha for my wife.
Yeah.
She likes that.
Oh yeah. And I was saying, that espresso, man, and just give me give me a bowl of it, baby. I'd suck that through a straw for hours upon hours. So loving it. Well, man, that's great. And like I said, I love seeing you take your talent to like another level, and just watching you be diligent in doing the things that you're doing, man. I commend you for putting the time in, and you're not half-assing it at all. Like, that's what I'm loving, man, because like you are making sure that you're putting quality into your products, you're putting quality into the instruments and the machines and everything that you're going to be using. That's a win in of itself, because you are putting greatness into what it is that you're doing. So it's up from here, my friend. I can't wait until you get all your permits and everything is good to go. I'm trying to be first in line. I know I'm going to be at least 10th. I'm going to try to be first, but man, I'm going to be in line wherever you are. I can't wait. Can't wait, man.
Awesome. Coming up soon. Should be in business next week. We'll see. All things.
Loving it. Well, so a couple things been going on in the world, we're just gonna brush up on a couple.
Just a couple,
right now. It's a crazy world we living in, man. But, I guess you'll say one of the more popular athletes. I guess he's top 5, top 10 most popular athlete. Quite popular, right? So LeBron King James.
LeBron.
So LeBron is a basketball player. And arguably, I'm not going to do this whole thing, and y'all go to the comments and y'all have that. But listen, it's going to happen. All right, you can say top 2, top 3 if you want to throw Kobe, whatever. He is one of the top greatest basketball players of all time. I don't care, like whatever it is. What if you want him 1, if you want to put him 2 or 3, if you're an old head and you want to throw Wilt. Whatever. He is one of the greatest of all time. He was a high school phenom. Mm-hmm. He was one of the first people we saw play basketball on ESPN in high school. He went straight from high school to the NBA. He doesn't have a bad record. Like, he's been pretty much cut just straight, just on a great path. He married, his high school sweetheart, and no allegations, anything crazy. Didn't get in trouble, even in his early years. Just been just a model guy. He's one of my role models. I can say that. I look up to LeBron. I look up to his on the court. I like how hard he works, and his off the court. Just he as a man, just what he stands for and what he does. I look up to the guy. I think he's amazing. So LeBron has 3 children. His oldest son, LeBron Jr., a.k.a. Bronny, he went to college and played college ball, and there were speculations that, he was going to get drafted in the NBA draft. Will he go? Will he not? He's going to go and play with his dad. Wow, we've never seen that before. And lo and behold, in the second round of the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select LeBron Jr., Bronny. So LeBron Jr. gets drafted, Bronny, and he's on the same basketball team as his dad. That is awesome.
Imagine if Michael Jordan had his son on the same team.
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
That's craziness, man. Like it would be. That's noteworthy. That is something that's going to go down in history. But unfortunately, my friend, unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of people bring negativity, hate, and just making this story just a bad story when it shouldn't be that. And,
why?
There's, you can throw out certain things, hate and and hate, and haters, motivators, all that. I just don't like that, because I think we should celebrate these times and do that. But, there's this thing, called nepotism. All right. And I don't think nepotism is a bad thing. I don't think cronyism is a bad thing. I think it can get out of hand for sure. But if me, Ray, your buddy, I'm currently the mayor of Loserville, loser. I'm the mayor of Loserville, right? And so here at Loserville, here in Loserville, loser. I said me.
Okay.
I am the mayor of Loserville. Don't take this from me. Why are you interrupting me? Please don't be disrespectful. I am a mayoral. I am the mayor of Loserville. Okay. Some call me best dressed loser. It's fine. I can be the mayor. It's all intertwined. In my role, we are launching Coffee Days, okay? And at Coffee Days, we're going to let coffee individuals come in and sell coffee to all of the patrons at Coffee Days. Guess who's going to get the contract for coming to work for Coffee
Starbucks.
Days? Now, am I going to look at all the applications and fill the fart and say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. Hey, Jim, oh, yeah, I'm going to think about your trash. Hey, bud, just show up at 4:30 and just go on and let's get these dollars. That's what cronyism is, all right? You look out for your friends and you take care of your friends. Another step further, that's nepotism. Nepotism is doing that for your family. So if my son, who's in band, if he continues on in band and then there's a band, something in Loserville where a teacher can teach and get paid XYZ. Guess who's going to be the teacher of the trumpets or whatever he's going to be playing? The one that's my offspring. That's just how it is. You're setting your family up, setting your friends up for lineage. It's been happening forever and a day. Forever and a day. This has been forever and a day. And now that it's happening with LeBron, people are just in an uproar about it. And I don't understand it, man. I don't get it.
Well, it's because it's not fair.
Man.
There were other qualified candidates that were way more diverse.
It was the second round. It was the second round, guys. Like people they do funny picks sometimes in the second round, and they'll draft. Yeah, they'll draft like an Asian guy or a guy from India, like to be like the first Indian-born player to get drafted in the NBA. And guess what?
Dirk.
Dirk was great. Dirk was great. So we got Dirk for real. But yeah, I think what his name was like Satnam Singh. And it was like Satnam Singh, okay, he was all right. But guess what? You just acquired 150 billion people in another country who are like, oh wow, this can happen for us. And now the Mavericks have like a following of Indians that love the Dallas Mavericks. Wow,
they love them.
It's crazy, huh? It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
But that's just one of those things where like I wish that people could celebrate these things and see the good in them and not try to just tear those things down. You know. I don't know.
Well, you know.
What are your thoughts on nepotism and, you know?
I'm drinking the haterade. I think LeBron is a terrible person for. No, why would I think that? I think. I mean, it's benign. It's like just something that happens. It's not. I mean, if anything, you know, good for him. That's unprecedented. You know, getting to play with your dad in an NBA team.
Man,
amazing. That's amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
And, you know, he sent his kids to college. And, you know, LeBron himself went from high school to the NBA.
Correct.
Where he didn't get a college education. And, you know, he had to learn things at a pretty high level. You know, he's making all this money all of a sudden. And now he's got oh, crap, I got to, you know, what do I do, you know, to pay all my bills? You know, how do I pay taxes? How do I... Right. You know, do I give money back to my community or whatever? You know, I wish he did. But, you know, his son is college educated and now is going into the NBA. That's amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And his youngest son, you know, hopefully he gets, I mean, I'm sure that all of them, or all of his sons, all of his kids kind of get to choose what they want to do. Like for real.
You
know, because some of us, you know, we're good at something. Doesn't necessarily mean it's like a dream job, you know, but you know, then you got to go and you got to go do it on your own, and then you know, maybe your kids get to choose what they want to do for their thing. But, you know, for me, and I know for you, we had to do things that we didn't really want to do
to get it out the mud.
Get to that.
Had to get
dream
it out the
job.
mud. Yes, had to get it out the mud. You're right. You're so right. And as you're laying a foundation to hopefully have some nepo babies to where they can, you know, rooster on up and turn this thing into something else.
And roost.
All the roostering up. We're waking up early and they can take that to a whole nother level that you probably didn't even see. But that was because of your foundation, man. And the crazy thing about LeBron is, you know, as you were saying, hey, I'm growing up and I'm having to make these decisions. He took his friends and sent them to school. They became his agent, his manager, his marketing director. They're over his finances. He got his friends educated in all the things that would be beneficial to him. So he uplifted his friends. They're all doing well. Come on, man! Like it's a. That's why I said like he is something.
That's so cool.
He is someone to really look at in a positive light, I feel. So he gets a lot of hate. I mean, whatever. Like people will be haters. I get it. But for this one, I think everybody needs to pipe down. Just pipe down a bit.
You know, not everybody gets a chance to send their friends to college or school to do things, you know, to lift them up, you know? Like many of my friends in the past, we've agreed like, hey, if one of us makes it, you know, big, you know, let's, you know, lift everybody up, you know, use everybody to their talents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't always get that chance.
Right.
So it's cool to see somebody do that, you know, with his friends first, with his community, and then with his kids.
Right.
That's so cool.
I'm just looking forward to the day. I don't know how it can't be the first game, but I mean, it's going to be some point where Bron is going to come. Mark my words. Whatever. Hey, stamp this out. Bron is going to come off the bench. He's going to get into the game, and they're going to be on defense. And Bron is going to be guarding somebody, and he's going to steal the ball. All right, and then LeBron is going to just start sprinting towards the goal. And Bron is going to come down. He may cross somebody over, and he's going to throw an alley-oop. His dad he's going to throw an alley-oop to his dad. His dad is going to catch it, and LeBron is going to dunk that alley so hard. It's going to be insane. I cannot wait to see that. I'm marking it like a marker right now. It's going to happen. Bron is going to come to the game, get a steal, and throw a crazy alley-oop to his dad. and that's going to be probably one of the more iconic pictures ever in all sports. So mark my words, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen this year.
So
I don't know
many
when.
cameras are going to be on that.
It is going to be epic. So that's another thing with sports that we've been seeing, in college.
Has a lot to do with this too, really.
Yes, for sure, big time. These NIL deals that these college students are getting. So college players can get paid for name, image, likeness, and they can set up deals and go down to the Ford dealership and get a Ford and do this and get a car and get a little bit of money and things. But I think it's a slippery slope that we're approaching.
What's interesting about it too is that I think there were people still doing undercover sponsorships and stuff without getting paid.
The under the table type.
Yeah, they were. Here's your complimentary vehicle from whatever, whoever, and they do the same thing in soccer and a bunch of other things when they're not old enough.
You go to a booster event and one of the boosters 100%. Be like, "Oh, hey, Paul, how you doing?" Then they shake your hand. It's an envelope, and you're just like, "Oh, what's this envelope?" And you just put it in your pocket, and then it's like 20,000 cash, and it's just like, "Hey, just have some fun." And it's like, "Oh, okay, all right,
okay, all right.
Don't nobody need to know about this." All right.
Yeah, whoops.
All right. Yeah, that's been happening forever and a day, right?
Yeah, and I think with there. In my view, the standards have to go up as you pay somebody. But at the same time, these are still college age kids,
See?
And it doesn't matter how tall they are and how physically, fit they are. They're still college kids and they're going to make mistakes. And this is what people wanted. They wanted to pay the guys and, maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. You never know. But this is where we're at, and I think absolutely the standards need to go up. But how do you measure somebody? It's like you're representing a school. That's how it always gets messed up, I would say, when you're representing a school and as a team, because you're playing other teams from other schools, and you're like, these are the people that they get to experience from our educational system, and this one has a DUI now, and this one has, this one's getting a fine because they blah blah blah, but now they're getting paid too, so it's like, what do you think about that?
So you're representing the school, and that's how it's always been with the representation of the school, but also you're now part of this company. So like if, Campbell's Chicken Soup, whatever, and they come to, go to Alabama, and I'll just say the star running back at Alabama signs a NIL deal with Campbell's Soup for, $2 million, right? So they're give him $2 million. He'll be in a couple of commercials, or he'll do some pop-up events, maybe around the school year. But let's say he gets into a situation with his girlfriend,
which happens.
It happens all the time. This is just real, okay?
Yeah.
He gets into a situation with his girlfriend. I don't condone it. He places his hands on her. He's heavily intoxicated, drives, police found him, so he gets a DWI, on camera, abusing his significant other, and now it's like, okay, so you're not just this college student who's just playing football. Now you're suspended, and it's not just your name, it's your name, the school, plus all of these places that you've signed, so you're going to have to either pay some penalties. There are going to be some things that you're going to lose. And it's like, okay, well, I can't just call you you can't just be a knucklehead who's just a college kid making a mistake. No, you have responsibilities now. And so you kind of have to govern yourself accordingly to what it is that you're doing. So that's that slippery slope, man. So where it's like, you're 19, you're 20. Yeah, I made dumb mistakes. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30,
Wait.
31, 32, 33, 34. I made a lot of dumb mistakes, okay? So when you make those mistakes, you unfortunately can't, fall in that place of I'm just a dumb kid when you have these, Fortune 500 companies that are backing you and sending you that cash, and that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, you have a lot more real world problems, adult sized problems. And a lot of these kids are not kids anymore. They're young adults. They're 18 to 20,
24, 23, 24, sometimes.
24. Is that right?
Well, I mean, you can go up to, usually 18 to 22, but some may get a red shirt year. Some may, have an injury and can come back and repeat a year or something like that. So, I mean, you've had some going to mid to late 20s for sure. But usually it's that, 18 to 20, 23, 24 range. And it's tough, man. It's tough.
That's so interesting. I met a guy, kind of unrelated here, but I met a guy that played college ball and went on to take a job with a team out of Scandinavia, I want to say. And got paid a lot of money to go play in a very cold country.
Right.
and now he does a wine tours. Which
what?
It's so interesting.
So he gives wine tours, like
he drives a bus, and he gives he doesn't drive the bus. He
the MC.
He MCs it. Yep.
Okay. He's the talent.
Yeah, he is.
He's a talent.
For sure.
Okay.
He's very very good people person.
All right.
Anyways, and I know another guy that played. This is kind of related. He works for one of the vendors that brings us ice cream at our store that I manage, and he played like college ball, was about to go into the NBA or almost was drafted or something, and then it fell through. So he went and played ball over in the Netherlands, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
And Europe, somewhere over there. And he came back, maybe a year or two later. But they pay a lot of money for basketball players.
You can make a great living for sure. Just as when you say professional basketball isn't just the NBA. There's the Euro League, and you can go up to Canada, and I mean you can do pretty well. And
I think of these type of problems, I'm thinking like, a lot of people see college ball and then they never play again.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about how holding them to a higher standard, and now they're getting paid and stuff like that. I feel like if a lot of the college, we'll find out, right? But,
for sure, because this is so new,
right? Man, so super new. But now that they can make some money, they're going to be more motivated to treat it like a career and not just like I played this, but now I'm an analyst,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that'll give, I know for me, it would be like, wow, I actually make some money at this. It's like the soccer world, I know that there's money there somewhere, but the thing is, there's a lot of soccer players out there and not many of them make good money.
Right.
I mean, professional players are not making much.
Right.
So anyway, that's my sense on it.
No, I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, it's it's so new, and we're going to see where this goes. And like I said, I just think that holding young adults to such higher standards, it's going to be tough, and we'll see if getting paid, like you say, if they start to get a little more motivated, or some may just say, hey, I done got fat, I'm off the hog, and I'm good, and I don't need to do more. I'm gonna be set with this money that I have, and unfortunately, that's the wrong way to look at it. But some people will just be like, hey, I reached it, I'm at the mountaintop, and that's it, and they don't want to work hard anymore, and they'll lose out. So hopefully we'll be able to figure out a middle ground and get that figured out. But higher standards, just speaking on higher standards, we'll see that vary with, we say college players and what they're doing. We see it with adults and in professional environments and, professional athletes, or if we're looking at our civil servants, such as, police men and women, firefighters, doctors, lawyers, attorneys. If we see a professional athlete a lot of the times get into trouble, DWI, DUI, maybe fail a few, drug-related tests or get into an unfortunate situation or altercation with their significant other, we're here analysts will say, ban them forever, ban them forever. They need to be gone forever. They don't get a second chance. They don't get to rehab or anything like that. But we'll see our people in our community, our police chiefs, our firemen, they'll have a unfortunate situation happen, and it's like, okay, we'll put them on paid leave, and we'll try to get them some counseling and try to get them to work at it. And it's like, what is the difference when we're looking at professional athletes in one light, but we're not holding our civil servants to the same? Sometimes it happens, but we usually see it to where people just get real angry with athletes. Like, what do you think that stems from?
Well, I think we have a weird culture right now where we like to see people crash and burn.
That's crazy to me.
And I believe it all stems from NASCAR.
What is wrong with you?
Crash and burn. So,
rest in peace, Dale Earnhardt.
Oh my gosh.
Carry on.
So, it's just a hard thing to. Why do I think that people? Yeah, I think people like to root for an underdog, and if they don't have one, then they like to see somebody crash and burn. Man, that's nuts.
That's just
but I feel like that's kind of where we're at as a society right now, which is not probably healthy. But
right.
But that being said, I think we could all grow from seeing that people are still people when they. I will say, people that make a lot of money tend to make a bigger splash when they do the wrong thing.
Oh, when they jump out the window, they jump, baby.
Oh, yeah.
They jump.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, they just have access to so many more things.
Yeah.
And they're, usually have a lot more. They've already had, usually, I feel like, just from what I've seen on TV and stuff like that, who knows for real, but, if they've already run into this same situation before, and by the time it makes it on TV, it's like their 20th time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you say, firefighters. I do feel like firefighters are kind of that, like a weird in-between job that, like, it's a real job, but I feel like there are a lot of firefighters that also have other jobs, and they don't.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
that.
And
and civil servants, could be police officers, could be ambulance drivers, could be different things. I've seen, but firefighters in particular. Not trying to pick a fight with firefighters, guys.
Man,
but
please don't. The boys be working out.
Yeah.
Hey, put him in the full Nelson. I'm on your side. Hey, listen, choke slam him.
Please don't do that.
I'm with y'all, baby. Right?
If you could put your weak arms around me, maybe. No, no. I really like the dedication that that police and firefighters have towards their career path.
Right.
And really, a lot of people make it into a career to where they retire, and they do have problems. And one of those problems tends to be, drinking. Another one can be, assault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately.
But violence, family violence, or things like that. I don't know that happens necessarily so much in the firefighting community as it does in the law enforcement community, which is a really bizarre situation. And I say that out of all sincerity. Our black and blue, they really work for us. Most of them, and I would say probably 90% of the guys out there are just really working hard, and they might be stretched thin, but they're working really hard to get us to make sure our rights aren't being trampled on, make sure that Johnny's not driving drunk, so that we, as the other people on the road, can drive without having to worry about getting smushed.
Right. Right.
So anyway, all that being said, that's my take on holding the representation, people being on TV, stuff like that. I feel like that's why a lot of people really come down hard on the Justin Biebers, or like the LeBron James, or like
it's anybody with some fame,
Scottie Pippen,
Manute Bowles. Is anybody with
who's the guy that went to
access,
China often or semi often? No, Kim Jong Un. He went and he met with
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
That's
Dennis.
who I was looking for.
Freak.
That guy.
He a fan.
Dennis
Rodman is a fan, boy. Let me tell you.
So everybody's critical of, people that are on TV because they feel like that's who's representing them.
Got it.
Especially if they look like you, like you're like, dude, what
are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah. All right. I can see that. Well,
that's what I say.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I can see it from that perspective for sure. And like I said, I just hope that, and I hope that we can get to a place to where it's just not so, like I said, it has to be that, and kind of give people, that time to, work out whatever, I don't want to say all the demons, but just all those things that are holding them back from being their best selves, for sure. So, there was a situation with Matthew Stafford's wife. He's a quarterback, and we'll briefly say that his wife did him wrong, guys. She seems like a lady who needs a lot of attention, and she went on a podcast and she broke down that while they were in college, they were just dating, so they weren't married. While they were in college, she kind of broke up. They had a time where they weren't together, and she was hanging out, doing the horizontal hold down with the backup quarterback. So Matthew's backup quarterback and his current wife, who was his girlfriend, they were an item for a little while, and I think that's so disrespectful. And I think it's wild that she got on a platform and said this in front of millions of people just like it was nothing. I think it was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It sounds like, I think a lot of people would count it as like disrespectful, or like why? Why would you bring that up? But, it is kind of what they were doing. They were on this podcast. They were looking for juicy details about something, and she fed it to him.
She gave it up. She sure did.
So, if you were Matthew Stafford, would that feel good? Probably not. Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
No.
But at the same time, would dudes do that if they get up on a podcast and they start telling about their, previous affairs? Before they were married,
so that
is
would
that
be
what happens?
if like hypothetically speaking, if I'm married and I have a wife, that would be like, hey, when I was in college, my wife played softball, and she was the catcher, and then the girl who was the backup catcher, me and her used to do the hangout sessions. And why do I need to tell everybody that? Why do you tell everybody? And now, now you have people blowing up, the girls, the backup, catcher stuff, just like how they're blowing up the guy who, Matthew Stafford's, they're blowing his world up, and his wife was getting upset. So now she had to do an apology. It was trash, but I just don't understand why she had to put that out there like that and just.
What do you guys think?
Just call havoc. Why?
What
What would you do in that situation on both sides? Would you disclose that to people if that happened to you? If your significant other did that, what would you do? I honestly don't know what I would do. I know I would have to probably ingest a few chill pills and continue to take a few chill pills because, like I said, I just feel it's disrespectful and I can't deal with disrespect. But let us know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think about that. And another situation, and unfortunately, in that church world, man, in that mega church world, there's a story out there. I'll just say at the Gateway Church. I won't put names out there, but y'all can look that up. There's a situation out there, and there's been some changes in their leadership structure. I guess we'll say that. And if you look into the story in the
Texas-based mega church,
Texas-based mega church, it's sad to see, man. And I we know a lot of people who are very much into their faith, and I know a few people who actually attend this church. I know a few people who've actually been there for a while, and people are devastated. They're hurt because it's like they put so much stock in this person, and to see them have these struggles and the situations that are happening, it's just affecting so many people, and it's just sad, man. It's really sad, and just to see the things that happen to people, within the church.
Yeah,
it's like that's internally for me. I just feel like those things just shouldn't happen. They just shouldn't happen, man.
Yeah, I mean, just. It's so crazy how that ties into what we were just talking about. Who do we hold to higher standards?
Right, right.
Because what's interesting about the Christian faith is that if it's preached right, then you learn that Jesus is like, hey, come one, come all. I want to give you my free gift of grace, of love, of, I want to be with you, and in the Christian faith, we believe that, Jesus gives that gift of everlasting life, and we're saved through him, not because we're perfect, not because we make really good decisions, not because we're the richest or the best or the least of us, are those that he cares on the most, which is bizarre to think about when you think of how society is built now. We're constantly trying to make to the next level and level up and level up and level up. So that being said, the people in the church that are working at the church, that are leading the church, they are under the most fire, I would say, all the time. Mm-hmm. And, when God elevates somebody to a high level, and he says, I'm giving you this, I want you to tell people about me. I want you to, use what I've given you and be a good steward of the power and the position and the, because you're basically kind of like a king back in the day, Man, it's like you're a part of the government of the church, and it's up to you to seek after him, and through that relationship, all other things are going to be fruitful. Coming back around to the subject here, maybe Robert Morris has something that he did that he really screwed up, and that is the terrible, terrible thing when you're at the top and you make that decision you really know you shouldn't have done, but you did it, and then you have to face repercussions of it. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we learn about these things later because whether somebody feels like, oh, well, we atoned for that, or it's like it was pushed to the side and nobody ever talked about it because it was so awkward. Right. Like, what are we going to, I don't know what to do about that. What do we do about that? I don't know. We
blindly put it in a place where we don't. Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
That's correct.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of situations like that, in life, but in the church, it's like really looked down upon.
Big time.
And so there's a lady, looking for retribution. She says she was 12, he was 21,
Hey, I don't have all the details.
Some things were going.
Man, it's, yes.
Yeah. So it's terrible stuff, but it happens and it has to be gone through. And you have to go through the fire to, even if you're the person that did the bad thing, like you have to go through the punishment that you deserve to move on.
Right. Inside
your own heart, you have to. Otherwise, you're just going to be living a lie, really. So I hope something comes to fruition with that.
Absolutely. And I hope that, all those who were hurt and who are struggling with the situation and that's happened, I hope that they can get the peace, the calm, the feeling that they can move on in life and thrive in life and at some point, because I'm sure this has been eating away at them for years. And
it shakes the faith. Shakes
everything to the core. So hopefully they can get the just that they need within to move forward. So, but I know that was a lot, but man, there's something that's about to happen in November with this country, and I feel that it's just going to be just a comedic experience, just at an all-time high.
Why is that, Ray?
There was what they call a presidential debate here recently, and man, at this, I'm sitting on the sidelines. All right, so hey, y'all, Bloods and Crips, and fight each other in the East Coast, West Coast, and do all that, whatever y'all want. I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm eating popcorn. I'm sitting this one out. I don't understand how are we in this situation, man, to where I believe if you look at it, the two people who are running for office, they both are older than Slick Willie himself. So Bill Clinton was the president, 30 years ago?
Yep.
And he's younger than Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Well, he was one of the youngest presidents.
Which is great. That's what I'm saying.
Which is good.
Which is amazing. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. But we are now at a place to where
got some of the oldest.
We got some of the oldest that are running right now.
Yeah.
How is this happening?
I will say the risk that you run by having an older president is rough, but you benefit from if you have a
you can't even
cognitively
say it
positive.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
If your
come
president
again. Come again.
If your president
use your words.
Good at thinking about things, then you'll benefit from their their knowledge, their wisdom, because they've been on the earth for a bit. I would say, to me, this is just my opinion.
Yes, your opinion. Speak it.
I believe that Trump is gonna win, as you said before. You called that. You called that. But I would say he's actually a great candidate. I would say
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did not say that. I would say he is a great candidate in that he is pretty good at saying or at doing what he said he was going to do. Not all the things, but most of the things he will do. And he's not, I would say, not somebody that I would elect to be my pastor or to be lead a congregation of people. But I do believe that he would be a good, just like when he ran, and a lot of people believe that he divided people, and I think in some ways maybe that was necessary, but also not in a racial way, not in a negative way, in that kind of way. I think that he needed to, his role the last time he was President Trump, I believe, was to bring the country together and seeing that we needed to drain the swamp. The people that are in government that continue to make millions or become millionaires while they're working a $200,000 job in government.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So he's like, I mean, I'm super rich. I don't need to get bought by anybody.
Right.
I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to fire all the people that I find out are not doing the right thing. And I'll also run the country and get all this stuff. And some people felt like he was stirring the pot. Some people felt like he tweeted way too much, and that was me. And some people,
I'll agree with
some
you.
people thought that he was a terrible, terrible person that should have never run the country. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But I also saw what his results look like. And great economy, great things. Did he handle COVID well? No, I don't think he did. And I think, and this is just my personal opinion again, but we're saying the word. Anyway, I feel like we're out of that era. I feel like the whole, like the vaccines and all that stuff, we are finding out now from recorded, factual stuff from Dr. Fauci, people like that. They're like, just brainwash them into thinking that they have to have this thing. And he's financially attached to that vaccine. So I digress.
No, that's not a digress. That is real, because if you have recordings, phone recordings, you have email you have paper trails of emails that they thought that they deleted that are being now coming to light. And if you do your research, just use your Googles, it's absolutely insane what was taking place right in front of our eyes, which is disgusting. I don't care if you Democrat, Republic, liberal, I don't care what side, I don't care what set you claim. It's disgusting.
It is. And
I apologize for hijacking your moment.
No, you're right. You're right. And all of that to be said, I really feel like Trump needs a lot of prayer so that God can, we just beseech that God gives him the dominion of his own mind while he's there in office, I think, because I mean, if he doesn't win, I would be really surprised.
Right.
And I want to see the country succeed out of that. Succeed in I want to see a lot of things turn around. Like, yes, the things at the border need to be addressed. Do we need a wall? I don't know, but I think we've had a wall there for a long time, and it's served as a slow down spot for people, at least. Right. There's a whole bunch of holes in it currently, so maybe that could use a little bit of help. I know people that live down in the what is that McAllen area?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's just a little different.
Yeah, it's just people are like, beat you across the border.
It's wild.
Wow. And I love my Hispanics that I've got in my life, and I believe that they are the ones that are like, dude, these guys are really not coming over the right way, and that's not fair.
Right.
I had to work for my job. I had to be a part of the military for my citizenship. I had to, and I pay taxes so that I can get Social Security. What happens when all these people come out of, wherever they're coming from and they're getting paid out of my money to do whatever they're doing?
But like my favorite saying, two things can be true. Yes,
true.
For sure, that's a problem. But also there should be steps in place to where those situations to where when somebody does want to come over or when someone is caught doing it illegally, hey, you can either come into this program.
Humanely.
Here's how you can adjust and adapt and get into this. This is how things are done. Or you can go back home. Like there needs to be a place to where, hey,
I agree.
Let's get this is the way that you're supposed to do this, and this is how we make that happen. So and not just this blind, crazy. You can't you got taking these tests. I couldn't tell you who the 27th president was. I don't know, but they got what? Yes, how you got to become a citizen? Those tests are crazy. So
it's been that way for a long time.
It's insane. So that needs to be looked at as well. So, but
I agree.
I don't know what's going on with our current president. I don't know what that state of State of the Union, address that he had a few months ago. I don't know if they gave him a little bit of
different person.
They gave him some of that Colombian pick me up or something. They gave him a couple of pills. They juiced him up with something because he was a whole different
white
person.
Lightning. That's what it was.
Wow, he was in there. So I was like, all right, I can see this. But then what that representative that they showed the other night, I was just like,
but it wears off mid-sentence with him.
It's wild. It is wild. So,
wow.
Like I said, I just think the whole thing just needs to be revamped. I'm not for or against either one. I don't care. I'm sitting on the sidelines.
Really?
And no, seriously, I don't care. It's sad.
You don't care if Sleepy Joe gets another 4 years?
I wouldn't care, guys, because I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to love my kids. I'm going to try to eat ice cream with my lactose intolerant self. I'm going to try to have a little bit of tequila here and there. I don't care. It's not going to change anything for me because I'm going to treat people good. I'm going to put good in the atmosphere. So I keep my circle small. And like I said, when I'm in an area and people, jump starting and getting their chesticles all up, baby, I can just relax, get in the car and go to the house. Like I ain't got to deal with nobody. So, the most people I'm around, they don't talk back to me. And we have a wonderful relationship and I spend a lot of my time with those people. So
my question to you is, how do you feel about paying more taxes?
How do I feel about paying more taxes?
I ask this because I don't know how the current president is going to slow down now that he's taken such a big hike in what we currently pay. I don't know how we're ever going to catch up. Also, the state of how much things cost right now.
Listen. Inflation is crazy. Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Inflation, absolutely insane. It's crazy.
I don't feel like he's going to make any big changes towards that.
But honestly, I don't think that's a call on the quote-unquote president. I don't think I feel that even if President Trump was former President Trump was in office right now, I feel that the powers that be would still be increasing things, and it's still a disaster with him or Sleepy inside, and either one of them in office. I feel that there's more to just these two figureheads. The two figureheads are very polarizing for sure, and they represent something, but there's more to it when you have your House Speaker who's married to a multi-billionaire, and that House Speaker has been in this position for forever and a day. And whenever stocks and trades and things are happening, that individual and their friends are able to push these stocks around and get all these kickbacks. And then the public finds out about these things. They've already made $100 million before the public has. Oh, you mean that person is on the same side as the president and they're doing those things currently and they can still do it if this guy was in? I don't care. Treat people well. Treat people well. And I'm going to treat people well. And that's me. That's Ray speaking. It's not Paul. That's Ray speaking. I'm just going to treat people well, eat this popcorn, and watch you lunatics go crazy in these comments and go crazy in public. So...
What do you guys think? We'd love to hear from you on this. and I will say, I have. It's hard to be 100%. Hard for me to be 100% behind either one of these candidates, and I will say I am
because you're a high functioning thinking adult.
Yeah. So, well, I hope so.
You are.
I feel like Joe Biden has had his moment, and I hope it's done. I really do. I
like
think,
old Yeller Room done.
I think.
Golly,
I think.
Behind the barn.
Well, he's been running for president for like a long time.
Dude has been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I do want to elect a president that will enact actual change, and I feel like this go around, Trump might actually have enough backing behind him from other Republicans that were like, oh, like he, like Vivek, and a bunch of others that ran. They were like, you know what, I concede. We're good. You know, I'll be behind you. And you know, Trump wants Vivek, for example, to be a part of his cabinet of some sort.
Right.
So I mean, I really would love to see that. I want to see younger people,
Right.
With fresh perspectives going
Successful,
in there
who've changed businesses around, done some great things in the world for sure.
I feel like Trump is a mover and a shaker, for sure, and he's kind of a dick. And
you could take kind out of this saying this, but
yeah,
he's
so and I don't know how anybody gets 34 felonies over, you know, what he got those over. That's really suspicious, guys, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, but that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, well, you know, bring your testicles down, baby. It's all good. You amongst family.
I'm just feeling.
Right?
I'm
You're
feeling
amongst family,
like,
baby. Come on now. No, speak that. No, I love when you express yourself and let it be known what you see in your viewpoints and what you see at all junctions. So that was a joke, but yes, I'm glad you can comfortably speak that, because that's what we are and that's what we do. So. Yeah. So if you all are, you don't have to say who you're voting for, but just what's your feel of just, we are, you know, in this place as, you know, we are here in America. If you're watching over in somewhere else, what are your views of America and what it is that we're going through? But just Americans here, what's your vibe? What you feeling? How are you feeling when you go to work, or, you know, your daily grind, and just seeing our leadership? I mean, we're represented by these two individuals. What does that make you feel? Seeing them as the head of the greatest country in the world. You know, just give us a comment, send us an email, let us know just what that means to you. So, but you know, he doesn't know what I'm about to do, but I got something I'm gonna drop to this guy here in a moment. So I don't know if it's going to blow his mind, but it's going to be pretty good, I think. So we'll talk about it as friends, but I'm about to light a little dynamite off in his world. So
not in a weird way.
Now, let's hear it. Hey, no Diddy. I don't even know why you had to do it. Hey, no Diddy. We're not doing all that. Listen, man, I don't even want to do this no more. It's like, I don't even want to do this anymore. You have completely
some dirt on me, dude. What's going on, man?
Ruined everything. Hey,
well, y'all are gonna find out next episode.
No,
I
not
think is where
episode. Y'all not gonna find out next episode.
Oh, okay.
We got a little bit longer.
We got a little bit more time.
He gonna know, but my goodness,
that's exciting though.
Oh, hey man, just pipe down, pipsqueak. All right. Hey, this is the No Color Thick Skin podcast. We appreciate you guys going on this journey with us. We are just two knuckleheads, two suburban dads, just trying to make a safe space to have great conversation and just see what we can do to just make things around us better. You know, if you are watching on YouTube, if you could, you know, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. If you're listening, we're on all the social media platforms. So we got the Spotify's, we're TikToking it up. We are everywhere. So
we're working a little bit more on TikTok, I will say.
We're trying to work on it.
Yeah.
Trying to work on it. We Facebook and everything. So just if you like what it is that you heard, also engaging. We love to hear from you all. Any comments or anything that you all want to share with us, we are open to hear your perspective as well, because that's what we're here for. So we are the No Color Thick Skin podcast. My name is Ray. This is my buddy Paul, and we will see you all next time. Peace.
Bye, guys.